Welcome, folks. So I want to apologize in advance. The audio in this episode is not that great, especially at the beginning. So the first 4 minutes, I just took that right out. But yeah, let's go ahead and get walking, get marching in place. In today's video, we talk a little bit about steps and how much you should walk. So there's many different ways to track how many steps you walk in a day. So there are pedometers that you put on your pants or your belt. And then there's also a wearable tracker that goes on your wrist, like an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or a Garmin. But then you could also simply use a smartphone if you have one. So the Apple iPhone comes with a health app that can track your steps, or you can download something like Google Fit if you have an Android device. So, spoiler, there isn't a perfect amount of steps that you should be walking in a day. So what can be helpful is just simply tracking your steps for a few weeks. And what the research shows is that if you increase your steps by about 20%, you're actually going to have a pretty significant impact on lowering your blood sugar, almost up to 0.5% of an A1C. And the next couple minutes is where I was tweaking with the audio, so just keep marching and we'll get back to talking about steps shortly. So when I work with clients, I'll try to get them up eventually to get to 8,000 steps per day. Sometimes people like that round number of 10,000, which is great. We know there's benefits to going even beyond that. One study that I read a while back was that hunter-gatherer societies that still exist today, they walk on average 17,000 steps per day, which is quite a bit. Now that could be a lot. So, they're probably also not doing structured exercise, but it just kind of gives you a sense of how much, we might have evolved to walk. And I read another study back of people living in Amish communities, and they tend to walk about 18,000 steps per day. Another interesting story, on a session with Diabetes Canada, there was a gentleman talking about putting his diabetes into remission, and what he used was a combination of a lower carbohydrate diet and then also walk over 20,000 steps a day, which is a lot. Obviously, can't guarantee any person the same result if they did that, but I just thought that was interesting. So, if you're doing other types of exercise, strength training, like other things that don't include steps like swimming, those are going to count toward your physical activity as well. But increasing your steps for most people is going to provide a lot of benefits, and especially spreading those steps out throughout the day. Just breaking up our sitting and adding more steps is going to be helpful too. All right, let's get stretched out here. Let's roll our shoulders up and forward. So what do we think of the scenery so far? Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I did this hike several years ago. Let's roll our shoulders backwards. In this area in Valley of Fire State Park, there's been a bunch of TV shows filmed and movies because it looks like they're on a different planet. I think tracks some film here. Okay, awesome. Let's do some circles with our arms. Right. Take it backwards now. Okay, good. We'll shake it out. And then we'll go back to marching minutes here. Feel free to take a sip of water whenever you get thirsty. All right, good job. Yeah, we're going to do some intervals today. For 30 seconds, we're going to do an exercise that's a little bit more challenging. 30 seconds, we're going to either completely rest or just, walk at a light pace. Right. Love for people in the chat to tell me what kind of workout you want to get today. So you could put light, medium, or hard. Okay, so if you're wanting just to have a nice, kind of like what we're doing now, just moving, enjoying the scenery. You could put lights if you want to, get your heart rate up a little bit, but you don't want to get completely out of breath. You could put medium in the chat. If you want to go all out, blast your lungs, you could put hard in the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna open that up. Okay. I'll wait for a couple more responses. So I got medium, hard. If we can get a few more responses. Okay, light to medium, good. There. Comment. Medium, good. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. We're just going into a neat little plot canyon there. And what I'll do is I'll stop sharing my screen for a moment, and I'll just show a couple options for what you can do depending on that intensity you want. So yeah, we're gonna do 5 sets of 30-second intervals. So if you want that light workout, you can just bump up your march. It could be a jog. That's gonna kind of keep it at a light pace. If you want medium, you could go into a jumping jack. Okay, we got a modified jumping jack. If a full jumping jack is right for you, that might be getting to that medium or hard intensity. Another medium exercise would be like a skater. So it's a 2-step and we're going side to side. If you want hard, you could do a burpee. So chair burpee is sort of a modified version, but you add a little jump. Hands on the chair, kick back. Okay. This is a modified burpee. If you want harder, a burpee on the floor is gonna get you there. For a lot of people, it's gonna be too much stress to go down into the push-up. So you could just stop at the top here. Yeah, a burpee is really gonna get that heart rate up, okay? So we'll pull back up the video. And yeah, we'll get started shortly. Okay, I'm gonna press play now. And then, yeah, let's start our intervals in about 10 seconds as we make our way through this slot canyon. I'm gonna stick with jumping jacks. Let's go with 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it. Okay, good. Love this little slot canyon here. I thought it was really cool. Good work, 10 seconds. And time, good job. Pebbles wanted to come say hi. So yeah, for 30 seconds, nice and light. Yeah. She heard the activity and she wanted to come say hi. Okay, let's go again in 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Like 5. And time. Okay. Nice and light. Go into set number 3 and 5. Okay, let's do it. Seconds. More pebbles. We're jumping here. Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah, you like spaghetti, huh? Doggy. Okay. 15 seconds. One more set. Oh, sorry, 2 more sets. Go in 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. One more set. Okay, last set here. And time. Good job. Hey, nice work. So yeah, we got 7 more minutes in the video. Keep moving. Bring it back to a nice light pace. Okay, so yeah, we'll keep moving for another 3 minutes or so, and then we'll do stretches. And again, I'll come back to the chat and ask you what's feeling tight in your body that you want to stretch. I can hopefully give you some stretches. for those areas. And I know last time I did this, neck was the most common one. So we'll start off with a couple neck ones. Again, yeah, if you want to write in the chat if there's any other areas of the body you want to stretch out, but I get to those as well. It was like just the end of the day and sun was setting, and we actually had to be out of the state park by 6 or 6:30 or something. So we got going at that. Okay, lower legs, so calves, I'm assuming we can do that for sure. Good job. There's a couple of neat little rocks you could go underneath and in between. Okay, shoulders and arms. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, let's do our neck real quick. So one hand behind our back, and we'll take our head and gently pull to the side. Okay, so, for example, I have my left hand behind back and my right hand over top of my head, gently pulling to the side. Okay, these are hiking team from, this was actually just a year ago now. Let's do the other side. Right hand behind your back and left hand coming up. This was like mid to late October last year. The Valley of Fire State Park, the Bryce Canyon, and then the Grand Canyon National Park, and did the north rim to the south rim hike. Okay, so let's pull down the video. I think people might have a tough time seeing me. Let's try the arms first. So let's do our shoulders here by crossing one arm over. And no problem with sharing screen, but it's tiny. Good, and let's switch, do the other side. Good, so you could repeat that one, or if it's safe for you to put over top and grab your elbow. It's going to do the back of our arms, our triceps. Good, let's switch sides. So yeah, this hike was a loop, so we're on the way back to the parking lot. And I think I filmed the whole thing. It wasn't a terribly long loop, but really neat with the, especially at the beginning with the two domes and you're walking through. So let's just finish the video. It's only another 1 minute. We'll march and I'll show 2 more stretches. Parking lot. Yeah, we had a notice on our. You can see this little flashing up ahead. That's we'll definitely do some lower leg. I'm gonna switch the settings to do just sound. So yeah, we can do lower leg, calf up against the wall is a nice one to do. So I'm just putting my foot up against the wall, and so heel is on the ground, and then I bring my hips closer. Oh, I should feel the stretch. Another way to do it is chair nearby. Place your foot on the chair with a bent knee. Just gently pull your foot back. Let you bend here. Okay. Go ahead and switch version of doing. So quickly 2 shoulder stretch hands. Include. Turn the camera here. So gentle one is just to place a hand on the wall. Do that. Harder one, placing your hands on the table. So I have both my hands down, and then I'm just gently lunging forward. Okay. Doesn't really matter which forward. Going down to where it's right for you. Pushing it too much. Go ahead and switch sides. Feeling. Okay. Well done today. Thanks so much for coming, and see you soon.